Thanks, Lisa. Now, guys, next up, author and mum of two, Emma Hannigan is, in her words, a cancer vixen, having beaten the disease a grand total of 8 times. Tonight, she's telling us about her experience of dealing with hair loss and how she took control thanks to her husband's clippers and some game-changing hairpieces.
Emma Hannigan vividly remembers her first experience of losing her hair due to chemo.
I was about to step into the shower and a whole frond of my hair fell off, like the front of it literally fell and landed on my foot. And I thought, sod this. I am going to take control here now. I'm not going to allow this to upset me. So my husband shaves his head. So I got his shears, as it was, like the clippers, and I literally shaved all of my head in front of the mirror and went into the sink. And I remember sitting and kind of thinking, I'll see you, because I just thought, you know, I won't let it drag me down. I'll take control and I will do it.
This was back in 2007, and unfortunately shopping for a wig even 7 years ago was not a pleasant experience.
It was a little kind of backstreet place up above a pub, and with kind of horrible lino on the floor, with elderly ladies in housecoats and a demented budgie in a cage behind. Like, I would have been demented too, God bless him, if I was in there. But it was, and there was a big dark cupboard is all I remember, and they brought out what I could only describe as roadkill.
Soon after, Emma discovered the shop Hairspray and its sister store, the Hair Club in Donnybrook, Dublin, which has become her mecca.
And it's not even a vanity thing, you know, when you want to go and get a wig or a hairpiece. It's really about feeling like the person you were before, and that's okay. You know, there's a lot of expectation, I think, as well, with cancer patients who've just been diagnosed, that it's nearly expected that you're meant to feel awful and you're not. You know, it's okay to go and get your hair done and to wear makeup and to, you know, keep living. Yeah. That's what you're trying to do.
Emma now wears clip-in hair extensions to add volume to her own natural hair.
And you can't feel them, they're not sore, they don't tug on your hair, and they don't feel itchy or heavy or anything like that. So they're marvellous.
So what would Emma's advice be to others dealing with cancer?
Put on your lipstick, put on your hair pieces and go out and dance all over that cancer.
Emma, you've got to have the best attitude of anyone I have ever met. What's it like watching that back? You're getting a bit mortified.
It's awful. I actually hate seeing and hearing myself. I was kind of thinking, let's go to a happy place that's not with my head on it. Yeah, it's always very strange.
And tell me, you have one of your little friends. Let's see the clip-ins that you wear.
This is them. Look, it's like a little pet, isn't it?
This is it. And tell me, because my concern, whenever I used to wear hair extensions, just for volume, was that it's going to damage my natural hair. So how did you find this, especially on hair that's going back after chemo?
Yeah, well, my hair is very fine. So I've got about 4 or 5 of them in at the moment. And you need very little hair to cover these, because the old-fashioned ones had quite a thick strip along the top. So you needed quite a lot of hair to cover them, or it would look bumpy and kind of strange. But these ones are fantastic, and they're real hair, and they're so much cheaper than they used to be. You know,
this is the thing, because wigs traditionally were so expensive, even for synthetic, regardless of human hair.
Yeah.
But things like this, you're finding so much more affordable.
They're brilliant, and because last time I had radiation to the back of my head, so I literally just lost all the hair underneath at the back of my head, which kind of, before you kind of think, what can I do with that? You know, I'm kind of stuck with looking quite bald. I looked all right unless there was a gust of wind, and then I was completely bald underneath. So I could get, there's a strip, like a little strip that goes along that you can click in underneath, and that's brilliant. Or else those little individual ones are fantastic.
And your hairdresser, Dylan Bradshaw, even just was able to make your hair thicker simply by cutting in a fringe. It's little tips like that make a big difference.
Absolutely, because my hair was a little bit longer. It was probably about shoulder length, and so when I went into him, I just said, you know, I'd love it to look a little bit thicker, and he said, you need a fringe and you need it shorter, which to me, I kind of thought, OK, really? Is that not going to make it feel shorter because it's shorter? But it actually looks thicker, and it's in better condition than it has been for a long time. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, so you have to trust your hairdresser as well sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you are undergoing treatment at the moment, aren't you?
Yes, I'm having chemo at the moment every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks. And how does it affect your life day to day? Are you still able to write? Are you still able to drop the kids to their rugby matches?
I can still go shopping. I can, you know, much to my husband's disgust. But, yeah, no, but even when I'm very sick, I can still buy online, which is... But no, I feel really good. I feel very tired the day I get the chemotherapy and the day after. But I suppose I manage my energy now. It's kind of like a part-time job, and I've learned how to do it. So I rest when I have to, and then then run the rest of the time.
And I think what's interesting about your story is that you say, I'm not stronger or better at beating cancer than the next person, but it's just that the type of cancers you have responded well to treatment, thank God.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's it. You know, I'm riding on the crest of this wave that is the new face of cancer, which means that it's turning from a potentially deadly illness into a chronic illness that can be managed. And so, you know, if you've just been diagnosed or if you know someone who has, you know, the reason I'm here and the reason I like to do things like this is just to say, you know, you don't have to buy a shovel and dig a hole in the back garden. It's not necessarily curtains at all. Things have changed and more people survive.
Absolutely.
And while they're surviving, they have great hair and they still buy lipstick and clothes and shoes.
They look gorgeous and they write fantastic books like this. So this is the brand new one. When is this out for people?
That's out next month. Yeah, so it's kind of a Christmas.
And this is number 9?
That's number 10.
This is number 10, you're into double digits. And this wouldn't have happened had you never encountered
your
disease.
I started writing when I was sick the first time, in between my online shopping and things like that. I decided I better start making a bit of money. No, it was kind of my therapy as well, to kind of reinvent myself, I suppose. Yeah. So, you know, cancer doesn't have to be the be-all and end-all of everything.
And you're going to be joining us for other features. We're going to be talking about underwear, tattooing. We're going to go into all that stuff. We're so happy to have you on board,
I'm
Emma.
so delighted to be here.
Inspirational. That word gets bandied around far too much, but you really are. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, of course, kicks off tomorrow, the 1st of October. And as always, there are brilliant ways to show your support and raise vital funds. And next up is the Jewellery Label, which is fundraising in impeccable style.